Hey everybody, it's Dr. T. Let's talk about the new normal. I am getting sick and tired of everybody believing that there is some one way that we're going to have a magic silver bullet to get us back to the way things were. I'm using my air quotes because these are the phrases that drive me crazy. First of all, the way things used to be, the old normal, we complained all the time. We complained about being too busy, not having enough time, not getting paid enough, not having enough, vacation time. Like, we complained about everything, but suddenly we are romanticizing the past. And I think we really need to think about what life will look like as we move forward as a new normal, meaning we will have new ways of doing things. We will bring some of the habits that we have been participating in. Like, I think we're going to be wearing masks for a long time. I think we should just settle in our spirits and accept that. We're going to be wearing masks for a long time. We should have been washing our hands and using hand sanitizer anyway, but certainly we're going to be doing that more for a long time. Perhaps the way that we eat out or the way that we congregate, we won't be packed into churches and concerts and basketball games. Like, I don't know what those things are going to look like. And the vaccine is not going to tell us. Getting 100% of us vaccinated, 50% herd immunity is not going to do that for us. We are going to have to be adaptable, and we're going to have to wait and see. But in the meantime, there is no reason for you not to start thinking of what your own new normal looks like. What do you want to do? We've talked about this for a year now. How do you want to spend your time? What does quality time mean? Is it really important for you to run out and have everything or go everywhere? Or are there more things that have better significance to you? People that a smaller gathering, a more intimate gathering is more meaningful, gives you more connection, gives you that thing that you're really longing for when you do all of these large congregate things anyway. Are you able to watch a basketball game with a friend with 7 or 8 other people and get the same level of excitement as being in a stadium? I don't know. I can't answer these questions for you, but neither can the CDC, neither can the government, the president's office, your governor, or your mayor. These are questions that each one of us needs to ask individually, and we need to be tolerating and accepting of whatever choice that each individual makes for themselves and their family. If I decide that my family and I are going to continue to do more things virtual and limit the amount of in-person large gatherings, that's okay. If I decide that we're gonna go back full force, full throttle, first chance we get, that's okay. Whatever you decide for your family is your choice. Stop waiting for someone else to tell you about your life. Your normal is what's important to you, what matters to you, what matters to your family, to your spirit. So when you decide if you're going back to church and how you go back to church, that has nothing to do with the government. That has to do with you and your spirit and your way that you are fed. And those are the types of questions that we each need to be looking at and thinking about in order to create our own new normal. Just like in the past, everybody didn't do everything, and so we shouldn't expect that in the future. We should expect that some things will look different, and there will be some things that all of us need to adopt, but we don't know what those things are. But what we do know is that we know what feels good to us. We know what feels comfortable to us, and we know that changes over time. I always use the example of 9/11 because many young people don't even know what it's like to travel without going through security and without the long lines and TSA, because for their recent past and the memories that they have of traveling, it always involves that. But pretty much anybody over 30 that traveled knows knows that they used to be able to go to the airport and go to the plane in 15 or 20 minutes. There was very limited, if any, security. And we just accept that this is our new normal, right? So we have adjusted our lives. So some people get to the airport 4 hours early. Some people get to the airport an hour early and just pray that they're going to make it through all the lines and everything. But the reality is the government set some standards, but how we manage our individual lives has changed since that moment in time. But it still requires a lot of individual planning, thinking, introspection about what is going to work for you and your life. And that's the same thing that's going to happen as the coronavirus pandemic starts to wane. And notice I didn't say go away. Notice I didn't say disappear. Just like many other infectious diseases that we have altered our lifestyles around, we get vaccinations, we do precautions, we don't go certain places, we don't do certain things. For people that travel, they know when they're going to new countries, the first thing they do is look up what are the vaccination requirements. And then months before their trip, they start that vaccination series. So these types of things are already a part of our lives. So some people will pick right up and be able to do that very quickly. Other people will find that more of a challenge. But again, individual difference and individual ways of managing this is perfectly okay. So if you didn't review the video that we did a couple of weeks ago about being able to maintain good and bad, positives and negatives at the same time, this might be a good time to go back or go on YouTube. They're all cataloged there. It might be the easiest place to find it. And look at that video to begin to set your mindset around how do I manage adjusting to what was, what is, and what will be. 3 distinct states that we have to carry with us. And it doesn't do us any good to say, oh, I wish that we could still, or I'm so tired of, because that is then. We are now, and we only are moving forward. And so begin to appreciate the ability to balance the good, the bad, the ugly, the positives and the negatives that we have learned throughout this coronavirus pandemic. Begin to think about, for you and your family, what will the new normal be? I can't answer that for you, and neither can the government, neither can your mayor or any other external person. They will give you the laws and the restrictions around which you and your family will build your new normal. So make sure and take some time, think about it, and start now. There is no reason to wait. Start now. Just in most things, it all begins with the first step. I'm Dr. T. Follow me on Instagram or Facebook, YouTube. Subscribe to the channel. I want to hear from you guys. I'm getting a lot of people requesting that I start doing TikTok. Gotta admit, I'm a little intimidated. It seems like a lot of editing, and that's if it isn't, let me know. Put something in the comments. Help me out, figure out whether I should enter the TikTok world. All right, until next time, I'm Dr. T. Be well.